Well, temperatures across southeast Texas were well above normal today. We're talking some 10 to 12 degrees above normal for what it should be for this time of the year. And of course, it's going to be a lot cooler though tonight. Tomorrow, we'll get to that in just a moment. Our Roofing 911 Skycam Network down in Port Arthur, sponsored by Market Basket. We have mostly clear skies. Cold fronts moving through now. Winds are shifting to the north. It's still going to take a while for the much cooler air to arrive, but it will get here later tonight. In fact, we're going to start off tomorrow in the low 40s. Oh, what a change compared to today. It's going to be a big change, but if you don't like the cold weather, don't worry. It's not going to stick around long. In fact, by the weekend, we're back to about where we were today. What we had today, mid to upper 70s, very spring-like. Beginning on Saturday, that's going to be the weather all the way through Christmas, very spring-like. But down in Port Arthur tonight, you'll also cool off into the 40s. Our Roofing 911 Skycam Network over in Orange, sponsored by the Horseman's Western Store, mostly clear skies. Was a dry day today expected. Didn't expect any rain today with its front. Number one, we didn't have any dynamics. Number two, the moisture, looking at the sounding from earlier, moisture just too shallow in the atmosphere to really produce any showers along that front. And of course, most areas did reach, as I said, well above normal, mid to upper 70s this afternoon. In Orange, you'll be dropping into the low to mid 40s as well coming up later tonight. Wouldn't be shocked to see some upper 30s in the morning in the parts of the lakes area, especially the northern parts of the lakes coming up. Our Roofing 911 Skycam Network here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packard and LaPrade. Mostly clear skies. Pretty nice evening out there. Not much wind. No worries with fog or anything tonight with that front coming through. Should be in pretty good shape there. Temperatures are still running though in the 70s, well into the 70s, mid 70s, as well as up in the lakes area. You're slowly beginning to drop off in the lakes right now into the extreme upper 60s, but a lot cooler. You're going to notice the difference tomorrow morning, that is for sure. But what a nice day it was though. Once that fog burned off, we had temperatures this morning in the 50s and 60s, but the afternoon highs, mid to upper 70s, just absolutely beautiful this afternoon. Our Roofing 911 Skycam Network outside our 12 studios, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. Pretty nice evening out there. Once again, we'll drop on down into the low 40s coming up later on tonight and in the morning. We'll have a lot of sun tomorrow too. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Weather headlines, colder tonight. It's like a cool day Friday coming up, even though we'll have lots of sun. Not much wind tomorrow. It's just going to be about a bit cooler compared to what we had today. But then a warmer weekend. The humidity starts coming back too, and a spring-like Christmas this year. Don't think we can avoid it this year. Lows will probably be in the low to mid 60s, highs in the 70s, mid to upper 70s. Looks like on Christmas Day. And that happens from time to time throughout the years. There's been a few, well, more than a few, been several Christmas days where it's been in the 70s. I can remember a few Christmases where we were actually in the 80s for highs a few times, but more times than not, it's usually pretty chilly, but it doesn't look like it this year. That is for sure. We'll show you why coming up in a minute. Still 70 in Orange, 65 Beaumont, 66 Jasper, Huntsville. The front's pretty much moved through the area. It's pretty much moved through. The cold air still lagging way on back to the northwest, but it'll get here coming up later tonight. Have been a few showers well off to our east along that front, but way off to the northeast where there's some little bit better moisture off to our east as well. So let's see what temperatures look like across the rest of the region as that colder air continues to slowly sag to the southeast. Still 66 Lufkin, 63 Tyler, 61 Dallas, Wichita Falls, you're in the 50s. We're dropping into the 40s shortly. Oklahoma City, of course, very warm in South Texas. Look at that, 70s. 77 Brownsville, 71 Victoria, 72 Del Rio. Pretty warm in West Texas with some 60s and 70s. Pretty cold, of course, in the Panhandle, 42 up in Amarillo. So that cool air is heading southward, and it'll be here by tomorrow morning. 24-hour temperature change, of course, we were some 12 to 15 degrees warmer earlier than we were at the exact same time yesterday. Of course, it's cooling off a little bit tonight. We're still running 4 degrees warmer now than we were 24 hours ago. 10 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. So you get the point. It was a pretty warm day, that's for sure. with those south winds we had off the Gulf. This map will look different tomorrow. It'll be a lot cooler than what we have across southeast Texas for today. All right, there's the front now moving offshore. Notice the blue arrows, the winds have shifted, so the frontal passages come through. No issues with fog tonight or tomorrow night. High pressure at the surface, very weak. It'll settle on down quickly into southeast Texas tonight and then quickly move off to the east tomorrow. In fact, we'll have north winds tonight, north winds tomorrow, but let's say after around 4, 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow, we'll have winds already back off the Gulf. Quick warm up coming. There's where your showers and thunderstorms are. I said Jackson on up to Nashville, pretty heavy storms there. Pretty good little trough in there too. That's where the best lift into upper level dynamics are located. 40s tomorrow morning, but there's going to still be a little bit of wind. Not a lot, but a little bit. 3 to about 8 miles an hour. Enough to make it feel like 30s when you wake up in the morning. That's not very comfortable. So grab that coat or jacket once you're heading out tomorrow. Lots of sun tomorrow, and we'll rebound into the low 60s coming up in the afternoon across the region. Moisture, well, it's just not there. Man, just look how dry it is, even across portions of southwestern Louisiana. Notice your better moistures where the showers and thunderstorms were, east of Jackson on up into Tennessee. Bone dry air in North Texas and Oklahoma, and that'll be arriving here overnight as well as into tomorrow. But tomorrow night, Saturday, of course, those moisture levels will begin to creep back into the area. All right, rainfall totals. Certainly nothing for the next couple of days. This showing up here is for Sunday. And what's going to happen Sunday is there's no upper level disturbance. There's no real lift coming across. No dynamics to speak of. But we start getting the moisture back a little bit Saturday and even more so on Sunday. What's going to happen here on Sunday? We're only talking a 20% coverage, by the way, on Sunday. Another cold front. It's weak. But another cold front's going to come down and stall just north of Interstate 10. It gets close. I got north winds in inland southeast Texas by Sunday evening. So that front in this region and just enough moisture, there could be a 20% coverage of showers on Sunday. Light stuff. If you saw a shower, you wouldn't even see a 1/4 of an inch, but it's there. Now, after that, it's high pressure time for all of next week. Mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. Well, look at that, right? This looks more like summer than the end of December. Look at the ridging, the core of it over Texas, ridge extending into the plains. That's why we're going to have a warm Christmas this year. There's Christmas Day, high still pretty much right overhead. Ridging starts to slowly shift east, mid to upper 70s, Christmas Day. There's a storm system out west, but gosh, that's 9-10 days away at least, and it may take a northerly track. So bottom line is our dry weather is going to continue. With that, we're talking a warm Christmas. All right, futurecast dropping on down to the low 40s coming up later tonight. Some upper 30s in a few spots in the lakes with northerly winds. Tomorrow morning, only 51 before noon. That's chilly. Low 60s for highs. That's it tomorrow. Temperatures at about 5,000 feet are a lot cooler tomorrow too, what we had today. That's why even with a lot of sun, it's just not going to warm up much. All right, marine forecast, north winds becoming